Hey guys, it's Cisco Spider, and 16 was one of those shows that I used to watch a lot as a kid. Since I do live in Canada, they used to air a lot of Canadian cartoons, along with some American cartoons, and 16 was one of those shows where they used to air a lot, so I did watch it a lot as a kid. So I do have a lot of nostalgia for this show, but I am one of those people that can take off their nostalgia glasses and look at a cartoon without being biased. And looking at this cartoon again, it's not that good. So the premise of the show is that it's about 6 teenagers living life in a mall, and that's pretty much it. One thing I can say about the show that is good is that I like how that they're satirizing teenagers, having them be all stereotypical, like, one of them loving fashion, and then there's another, like, a skater dude, and all these types of tropes that you'd see in teenager type things that's like, oh yeah, I can totally relate to that. I totally met a teenager that is like that. And they're just playing it all up for comedy, sometimes, for the most part. And that's what I like about the show, just making fun of teenagers and just the satire. And our main characters aren't that bad. They all have a distinct personality, like the skater dude, the fashionista, the sports lover, the sensitive musician, the tsundere, and the lady lover that never really gets any girls but pretends that he's so suave. And they always play this up for laughs, and they just have a lot of distinct personality, and just a lot of comedy comes from their personalities. And the show sounds like it can be a good show, but the execution is not that great. Like I said, it is a satire at times, and they're making fun of teenagers, but then there's other times where they totally forget that it's a satire, and they take these things too seriously. Like, they have these plots, and they're so caught up with it by actually having character development and making these characters, like, care and not making fun of the plot or the, characteristics and stuff. And it sucks because the show is not meant for actual teen drama, because all these characteristics have been done before. We've seen, the typical skater dude and the fashionista and stuff. Nothing new was brought here, and all the plots that they have, we've seen a million times in any other teen drama show out there. Any show about teenagers living, we've seen it before. And the one new and fresh thing about the show is the satire and making fun of it. But at times, the satire cannot be that great, where they take these things too seriously and they don't make that much fun of these plots. And that's where I feel like the show just falls downhill and it's not that great. And the worst part about the show is the humor. Even as a kid, I hated Canadian cartoons. They all have the exact same humor, where it's just butt jokes or fart jokes and toilet humor. That's it, with the occasional other gag, but for the most part, it's just toilet humor, which I can't stand. I'm not saying if you use toilet humor in your show that makes it bad, but if that's the only humor, then yeah, it's bad. If you only have one note humor in your show, then it's not funny. You have to have, different types of jokes in order to make your show comedic. If it's all gonna be like sex jokes, like The Big Bang Theory, and that's all it is, it's gonna wear thin, and it's just not funny in the first place. And also, Canadian cartoons have this, like, the things that you can put in a Canadian cartoon is very low compared to, like, a American cartoon, where you can say, like, stuff like crap and freaking and imply swearing and stuff, but in American cartoons, you can't do any of that. And in here, a lot of the jokes are just, look, we're saying something adulty, like we're saying boobs, or we're just doing all these adult themes things, and there's no joke. The joke is that they're doing it. That's it. It's not funny. Even as a kid, I didn't really find it that funny. And I just don't find this show that funny, because all it is your extreme adult humor, which is very childish and has no jokes, and it's the same butt and fart jokes, which aren't funny, because the whole joke is, look, we're farting, or look, we're saying something disgusting, and it's not funny. It's not funny. So 16 could have been a great show by satirizing all these cliches in teen dramas and just making fun of teens in general. However, they just took it a little bit too seriously and just making a generic and sometimes boring cartoon with characters we've seen before that add nothing really new to it, and plots that we've seen before in other cartoons and done a lot better in other stuff, and having jokes that are not funny at all, and just the whole joke of it is just being that it's a fart joke or an adult joke, and that's it. If you're a kid, you can watch this. I'd say this is only, like a lot of Canadian cartoons, is kids only. Not, you can't, if you're older than that, or if you've never seen it as a kid, then it's not for you. If you've watched like 16 as a kid, then you might have some nostalgia for it, and that's the only reason why I can say, go ahead watch it if you're not a kid. But shows like Anna and Eddie, Foster's Home, Steven Universe Adventure Time, you don't have to be a kid to watch it because the humor is fun, the characters are fun, everything about the show is fun. But for 16 and a lot of other Canadian cartoons, they're just not that great. The only ones I can think of are Ed, Edd n Eddy, and Clone High has great satire on teen drama. So I'd say skip 16 and just watch Clone High. Please bring back Clone High. It's the best Canadian cartoon ever. But yeah, I'm Disco Spider, and peace out.